Welcome back to the Idle Talk Minis. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about Knock at the Cabin. And before we get into it, I'm going to play a little bit of the trailer, and then I'm going to talk to you about like what I think about it and how it made me feel, and would I watch it again, and my rating, everything in between. Now, let's just jump into it. Before playing the trailer, the synopsis says, while vacationing, a girl, the cutest girl, by the way, and her parents are taken hostage by armed strangers who demand that the family make a choice to avert the apocalypse. Now, I'm going to play a little bit of the trailer for you.
Can you open the door, please? We're not here to hurt you, but you have to stay here in the cabin with us. Families throughout history have been chosen to make this decision. Your family must choose to willingly sacrifice one of the three of you to prevent the apocalypse.
So, we're back. This movie was fucking crazy, bro. Not in the like outlandish kind of way, but throughout the entire movie, there's two dads, right, and a little girl. And this movie is based off a short film, I believe, that had no dialogue. It was just a guy in a cabin, going through some shit or whatever, right? Super cool, super like trippy short film. But with the movies, like fucking Ron from fucking Harry Potter is in it as a weirdo, and Batista, the fucking WWE wrestler, is in this movie. And honestly, this is probably one of the major side like things that I took away from this movie is that white people should adopt foreign kids. I'm a firm believer in that, and I think like foreign people should adopt white kids, and so that way the white kids can grow up tolerant of other people. I feel like white people, you've got your lead in this game. Okay, let's not act like that's not a thing. Okay, take the less fortunate with you, bro. Like adopt this cute little Asian girl or a nice little Mexican boy. When I say that, I mean me. And everybody else adopt these white children. Okay, let them know a little bit of struggle. Let them fucking flip tortillas with their hands. You know what I'm saying? Let them enjoy spices. Let's do that. I feel like that'll solve so many problems. Like, let's just trade. Let's just trade these children. If you want your own children, that's fine. Perfect. Make them do whatever you want. But if you're gonna adopt, maybe adopt a white kid. Teach them how to make traditional food in your culture. Introduce them to spices. Let them know the right way to fry chicken, because there is a right way. Like that makes the most sense to me. I think like if I could teach a white kid how to make mole, and he pulls up to Mexico making my grandma's mole, they're gonna be like, "What who the fuck is that guy?" You know what I'm saying? This movie starts off like these guys are psychotic. These four people that pull up to the cabin. It's like, why on earth would I ever believe you? Like, why would I think that you're not just fucking a psychotic group of people trying to fucking kill me and my family? But ultimately, as you heard in the trailer, Batista's the one speaking, and he's like that this family has been chosen, like many families before, to make a decision to sacrifice one of them to prevent the apocalypse. There's four of them, four capturers, three members of this family, and I think the one of them is a very religious person, a very spiritual, very faith-based person. The other one, not so much. Realistic person, has a gun, like in his safe, in his car. That'll be an interesting plot point later on. But these four people come in, kidnap, like have them held hostage, making them make this decision, right? And there's four of them, and that plays a key important role because if they don't decide immediately, right? They explain their visions, they try to tell them like this is gonna happen, XYZ is gonna happen. Like you need to like make this decision or the world is gonna end. And the last choice, I'll spoil the last choice because I remember that more vividly. It's like that the world will burn. So meaning that everybody's gonna die except these three people, the people that didn't choose to save the world. And there's a theme in here that Batista, his character, checks his watch every time, and the realistic dad is like, "Bro, you're setting this thing up. Like, there's no Wi-Fi out here, no cell signal, so you probably hacked the TV shit." Even though, like, well, as he's saying it, I don't believe him. Like, if there's no signal, how is he gonna do that? Like, think about that, bro. Like, come on. So they don't decide, and then so Ron's character, gets killed. And when I say gets killed, I mean the other three people just jump him and kill him. And then one of the events happens. I don't want to spoil the events too much, but it comes true. They turn on the TV. It comes true. Comes true. Comes true. It comes true. I don't know. I was struggling to say true. They see it on the news. It's reported massive casualties. Things are happening, and the husband, who is a very religious guy, faith-based person, when they broke into the house, he got hit in the head, and he's concussed. So the theme is there. Concussed guy probably is not seeing things straight. Probably is not thinking straight. And they're there over, I think, 2 days, and they're tied up on these chairs. And of course, if you're sitting in a chair for 2 days, your legs aren't gonna fucking work. So that comes on later on, and I'm thinking about that now. I'm like, of course that makes fucking sense. Because if I was sitting down for 2 days straight, I would not be able to fucking walk, let alone run. But the next we meet this girl, she's got a kid. Her story is pretty convincing. At this point in the movie, I'm like, yo, just pick one of you guys and kill him. Like, we just saw that. And they don't pick. They don't decide. And the little girl, very cute little girl, by the way, and she's like plotting with one of her dads to try to like slowly but surely get each other out. This woman gets beat by the rest of the two people, and another disaster happens. It's the same thing that these four people said was going to happen is happening. And now this is convincing the religious guy. He's like, yo, this has to, like, we have to make this decision. Slowly but surely, it's in his mind, okay? Third, this nurse woman, okay? This is in the point where the movie where the dads try to escape with the help of the daughter. They try to run. They can't because their legs are asleep. The realistic dad makes it to his car, gets the gun, starts shooting this woman that's trying to chase him, and ultimately that woman dies. And the third plague or whatever that these guys said starts to happen, and Batista's character is locked in a bathroom, and he's telling them, "Yo, if you don't do this, the entire world is going to die. Like, you have no idea what's going to happen. Like, you need to listen to us. Like, everything that has happened has happened. Like we said, like, we had visions, we had dreams that connected us and brought us to this very cabin. And the only reason why I'm sorry that you have to make this decision is because your love is pure. Your family's love for each other is so pure. So you need to pay the ultimate sacrifice for the rest of the world." And in my head, I'm like, fuck the rest of the world. I don't want this little girl to grow up without her dads. Come on. Why would you do this? And at this point, I'm fully convinced these are not coincidences. The dad even tries to say, the realistic one, he's trying to say, like, "Oh, you guys, this is not even the news. This is a TV show. Like, these are movie bits. You're lying to us. You're lying to us." And the other dad's like, "No, this has to be real. Like, there's no way this is not real." And I'll tell you what the last one was about, how the sky will fall, and then the earth will blaze, will burn forever. And they're outside. Batista kills himself with the gun. No, Batista slices his throat. And then the two dads are talking. They send the girl, their daughter, away to the treehouse. Like, "Hey, one of us will come pick you up, okay, and everything will be fine." And the saddest thing happens. One of them makes that decision. And I won't tell you who. My phone just rang. I won't tell you who. But it's so sad. Fucking super sad. And then in the background, you can see the sky is literally falling. And you'll know if you watch this movie. It's on Peacock, by the way. You'll know what that means when you see it fucking falling. And then one of the dads, won't tell you which one, and the daughter leave. They find the car that these people came in. They drive into town, get to a diner, and the people in the diner are so worried. But then the news is saying, yo, everything has seemed to stabilize. Everything is going back to the way it was. And we're just so thankful for just that as a country and as a world that we're able to recuperate and come together. And then the look on the dad's face, look on their face, and the daughter's face, it's like they really like understand the weight of the decision and the consequences of what just happened in that cabin. And it turns out everything that these people said, their backstories, the fact that the girl had a child, when they get in that car, they see that it was true. Batista said he's a youth soccer coach. He was like, "My kids are the greatest. My kids are the funniest. Even we're not that good. We're not the best. But the smile on the kids' faces, the laughter that they have when they play soccer with us, like, it's the best. Please make this decision for them, for their lives, because their lives are important as well." And then all the evidence of like who Ronald was and who this nurse woman was and who this other woman was or her son, all of that shown to you that it was true. Every single one of those events that they said was going to happen, that did happen because they didn't make a decision, you're shown that it's true. And ultimately, that movie ends. And I think it's the last, like, 25 minutes of that movie that made me give it a rating of 7 out of 10. Because up to that point, I thought they were all bullshitting, right? And I thought the movie was like, pretty okay, not too bad. It was probably like a 6 out of 10, probably, or 5 out of 10 even. But the last 25 minutes, I think, are really what's worth watching in this movie. Not worth it, but I think it just makes the entire movie pay off. And for that, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Yo, the hose is just hitting me up. What's good? But other than that, I think that's where we'll end it. Again, 7 out of 10. Please, it's on Peacock. If you've got Peacock, go watch that. If you didn't watch it in theaters like I did, I watched it on Peacock, and my sister gave it like a 6 out of 10 or like a 5 out of 10. She wasn't very happy with it. She hasn't been happy with any of the movies we've been watching lately, but she gave it a 6 out of 10. And I think the last 25 minutes really saved that movie. And it's actually, when you look at it now, when I'm like recuperating and recovering, no, when I'm covering the ending of the movie, I kept it as kind of like half spoilers, half not. It's really sad when you see these characters, and ultimately I think that's what makes it a good movie. Again, just like Green Room, that's a perfect 4 out of 10 movie. This might be the best 7 out of 10 movie that's out there right now. I think a lot of the fans don't agree with me, and that's their opinion, but this is my opinion. And I'm Fernando, and this has been the Idle Talk Mini, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.